professional kickboxing matches, but Antonio is no stranger to the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the co-main event, 3 rounds of professional kickboxing, brought to you by theturfhouse.com for your CBD needs, combat sports #1 source for pain management. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Wayman Carter. And his opponent, standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, the Mexican Mack truck, Antonio Martinez. Mike England is your referee.
Okay, fellas, to give you instructions in the dressing room, I take a tough, clean fight, obey my commands at all times. I tell you to stop fighting, you make sure you stop fighting and step back. Don't hit when I tell you to, understand? Suck them up right here. God bless you.
It's time for the big boys in the co-main event.
Here we go. We will be off for our professional kickboxing bout here between Antonio Martinez and Wayman Carter. Touch of gloves and they're off. It's one of those big, heavy leg kicks that you alluded to.
Immediately returned by Wayman Carter. Look at that range. He's using those teeps really well. And it's definitely going to be a task for Antonio Martinez to be able to close that range and land the strikes that he wants to.
He's so explosive. Whenever he decides to come forward, it is just, it's a Mack truck coming at you. You just got to get out of the way.
It really is. No, Wayman Carter doing a really good job of controlling the center and forcing Antonio to initiate that range. And, you know, he's doing a really good job of countering him as he's trying to explode in.
Yeah, we saw a long lead uppercut there from Wayman Carter that caught Antonio as he's coming in, but it's going to be interesting to see if he can time those big explosive movements of Antonio. Lands some big strikes of his own coming forward, though.
You know, Wayman Carter is really starting to see and you know, when the leg kicks are coming, because Martinez is starting, you know, he's not really setting up those leg kicks and he's telegraphing them a lot. He's throwing 100% power in everything that he throws and is able to see coming. So, you know, Carter is doing a really good job of seeing that and moving when he needs to, being efficient with his movement and energy.
You can see him sliding just outside of range of those kicks. Antonio lands one of those big leg kicks there. You can hear the crowd erupt. Every time Antonio gets a little thing going, this crowd gets loud. Wayman Carter starting to add a little more pressure here, looking for leg kicks of his own. And Antonio's getting that foot right up to the face of Wayman. He's just outside of range, but...
No, I agree. He's doing a really good job of making Wayman respect that kick, because each time, if you've noticed, it is getting closer and closer to the face. And he has to respect that power. Beautiful leg kick by Carter.
And that's probably something Carter's not super used to seeing, being as tall as he is. They're trading now with just 10 seconds left in the round. Antonio landing big strikes.
Oh, man. What a finish to the first round. Strong finish for Antonio Martinez there.
Absolutely. He really started to lay on a lot of that pressure there right at the end. It's going to be interesting to see how heavy that weighs in the judges' eyes if we make it that far.
You know, Carter's done a really good job at using his jab and keeping that range. But Antonio's starting to get his rhythm. He's starting to, you know, feint a little bit more. He's starting to set things up, and we'll see, you know, after talking to his corner in between rounds, if he makes those adjustments to be able to turn it up and really close that range and do the damage that we know he wants to do and that we've seen at the end of that round.
Absolutely. Really start to find his range there, like at the end, just like you said. Started out, he was missing a lot of those kicks from Wayman being too far outside, but then started to land quite a few more there right at the end. So let's see if he can continue to do so here at the start of round 2.
Oh, beautiful leg kick. Man, that sounds, the slap on that kick just sounds so painful.
He whips it in there so quick. It's
hey, big body kick from Wayman Carter.
There's those big strikes by Antonio Martinez.
Oh, man.
He's attacking the body and the head.
Beautiful body kick by Antonio Martinez. He's really starting to gain some momentum now, Matt.
Yeah, right up against the cage, too. He's really putting that pressure on, but he's right against the cage. Big left hook on the way in. Tries to go up high, just blocked with the gloves of Wayman Carter. Big right hand on the way in. That might have wobbled Wayman.
Off balance by that huge right low kick. You know, Wayman's still throwing bombs of his own. He's not out of this fight. But, man, it seems like Antonio Martinez is starting to gain a little bit of momentum here. He's really starting to piece everything together.
Yeah, he's really added a lot more pressure here in round 2. Here comes Antonio. He's got Wayman back up against the cage, and it's been a constant battle of who can put who up against the cage and land those big strikes. And right now they're in the center and they're throwing.
See an inadverted, questionable kick there by one of them. Show the respect.
Yeah, these guys are, this is a nice technical fight. These guys are really doing a good job at setting up the ranges, and
they're feigning so well. They're really setting everything up, like you said, and they're doing a phenomenal job of like baiting the other one to be able to get, you know, the combinations that they want, to create the angles that they want, and really land those big shots.
Yeah, that's something we've seen as the night gets later in the card and the skill level gets higher and higher. These guys start to slow down and set up their strikes a little bit more and get a little more technical on and choosy on the punches that they want to throw. They're not just winging big punches out there. They're really taking the time to set them up and send them right down the middle.
Big moments in that round by both fighters, but I have to think Antonio Martinez hasn't gone past the first round a lot in a lot of his fights, both kickboxing and MMA. So, you know, he's very used to hitting someone cleanly and them going down. How do you think that this is going to adjust? You know, he's throwing everything but the kitchen sink at Wayman Carter, but he is not going away. You know, he started very strong in that second round, but kind of slowed towards the end. You know, is he tiring a little bit? Do we need to see him pick it up a little bit more? You know, what do you see happening, Matt?
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how the momentum turns back and forth in this fight. I think we're going to come down to this third round. Who's the more conditioned athlete who can really put on the pressure to steal the fight? I mean, it's such a difficult one to score, and both guys have had their moments, but I think it comes down here to round 3. Who can really keep that momentum going the whole time? Who's the better conditioned athlete?
More?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Big head kick there by Wayman Carter, blocked with the arms of Antonio.
No, Wayman Carter, he come out and he's moving very well in this third round. Seems light on his feet. Oh. There's one of those patented Mack truck leg kicks.
They come so quick. You don't have time to, he's not giving him time to set up or check. He's only got a split second there to to try to hop out of range of those kicks, but Antonio continues to pepper him in there.
Beautiful setup for that jab by Wayman Carter.
For a little hook kick there on the back end.
Oh, beautiful leg kick.
Pushed, or Superman off of the cage there from Antonio. Used the corner pad to push himself off to try to cover that range.
You know, Wayman Carter is doing a really good job of keeping that range in this round and is really, really starting to work to his advantage here. Antonio Martinez is starting to, you know, hesitate a little bit because he's struggling to close that gap now that Wayman Carter has opened it again.
Yeah, that's such a tough puzzle to solve whenever you have so much range to cover. Get inside there. They're in the clinch position now. But that's what Antonio needs. He needs to get inside and land those big power hooks and power uppercuts. Wayman Carter just not letting it happen right now, keeping him on the end of his punches.
He's being really creative, starting to go for some side kicks. He's going for some jumping, flying knees. He's doing a really good job of mixing this up.
"30 seconds left in the fight. Wayman Carter just really keeping Antonio right on the end with lots of pressure coming forward and just doing a good job of not letting the power strikes of Antonio get through here.
You know, Antonio's volume has lessened as the fight's going on, and his hands are very low.
And that'll bring us to the end of the fight. The judges will make the decision here for us. Touch of gloves and a show of respect between the two athletes here.
Definitely going to say that both gentlemen are probably going to have some sore legs.
Absolutely.
Later on, and they may struggle, you know, walking out of the building tonight. That was a lot of power thrown in those leg kicks, and man, I do not want to be them tonight.
No, I wouldn't want to be kicked by either one of those guys. They're both huge, and leg kicks are terrible enough already, but when there's that much power and strength behind them and just mass, it's yeah, these guys are going to be feeling it tomorrow for sure. But it was great to see a really a skilled technical bout between these two guys, back and forth. Both men had their moments. But Stephen St. John will give us the official decision in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Henry Geary scores the bout 29-28. Darnell Hamilton sees it 29-28. And Fernando Marquez scores about 30-27. All for your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the red corner, Antonio Martinez.